Hi everybody, today I'm going to discuss my project Molding Music. Molding Music is a project I started from my fascination for music and more so my fascination for the music industry. To make musical instruments we mainly need wood, something that is not so easy to obtain these days. Wood has become much more expensive over the years due to the high demand for wood, and not all types of wood for musical instruments are still widely available. Starting from this problem, I started my research into how we can obtain large quantities of wood faster and cheaper. An ideal system for obtaining wood in an efficient way is to create a production forest. Trees are planted for production purposes only. The trees grow until they are suitable for the manufacture of musical instruments. When examining my pixel in Opvoederen, I noticed that a production forest was already present, a large coniferous forest that was used in the past as production forest for mining. Pine trees were planted here to collect mine wood that could serve as a strut or stuthout for the mines. But now the production of mining wood is less necessary. The coniferous forest has lost its production value. In fact, the coniferous forest even has an ecological disadvantage. Coniferous forests prevent infiltration. The pine trees will lose their needles, and these needles will prevent infiltration. Any water that falls to the ground evaporates on a layer of dry needles. We can therefore compare the coniferous forest with an asphalted parking lot. So we see that the coniferous forest in Opvoederen has lost its function and entails ecological disadvantages. The coniferous forest must therefore be removed, and nature must be transformed into a deciduous forest that brings ecological benefits such as improving infiltration and biodiversity. But how are we going to bring about this transformation of nature? We can breathe new life into the typology of the production forest by converting the coniferous forest back into a production forest with wood for musical instruments as new export product. In this way, we still give economical value to the coniferous forest. After the coniferous forest has been completely removed due to its function as a production forest, it is necessary to plant new forests to maintain the production of wood. So we are going to plant a new production forest, but this time in the right way. The new forests are not only used for wood production, but also for nature and recreation. So the conversion of the coniferous forest to the deciduous forest takes place on the basis of 3 steps. Step 1, we change the coniferous forest back into production forest. Step 2, the wood from the coniferous production forest is collected and brought to the wood industry where it is processed into musical instruments. And step 3, new deciduous forests are introduced on the basis of small-scale interventions. So first of all, we need to choose the location in which we will cut the wood. For this, we need some conditions. First, we only cut the wood in areas that contain coniferous forest. Second, we cut only on the steep edge of the Campine Plateau and on the highest point where we can improve the infiltration. Step 2. The wood from the coniferous forest is collected and processed into musical instruments in the music industry. The wood we obtain, coniferous wood, is not optimal for instruments. However, we can enhance this using injected molded techniques. We can use a simple production process to upgrade the quality of the wood that we obtain. Step 3. Introducing new deciduous forest. After we cut down the pine trees, we plant new deciduous forests. For this, we also need some conditions because we are going to use it as a production forest. First of all, the new deciduous forests are planted spirally. Research by Miyazaki found that planting trees in concentric circles resulted in a higher density of trees on the same surface as we do with the usual strip method. Another design condition is that the spiral-shaped deciduous forest must be provided with clearance pads, along which we can clear the wood and transport it to the industry. Also, we need to implant different types of trees so we get an extensive catalog of wood. So we can see that a new deciduous forest is used as a production forest, but can also be used as a recreational forest, due to its interesting form that allows the trees to grow in many shapes and forms. In this image we can see different layers of the system where we obtain wood with the coniferous forest and the deciduous production forest. and later on use this wood for the production of the music industry. We also see how the deciduous forest is used for recreational purposes. Here we can see the different steps of the new system. First, the implementing of the new deciduous production forest throughout various pixels on the infiltration surface. Second, a clearance pad which connects these different pixels. And third, we can see that these clearance pads are connected with the music industry. So we can see that the entire transformation of the landscape is due to the new musical industry. It's only suited that once a year we host a musical event in the new landscape where people can enjoy the local music and learn more about the music industry and the production of instruments. These events can be held on a very small scale where local musicians can play in the new landscape. People can walk from forest pixel to forest pixel following the new clearance pad and can enjoy the local music in these pixels. At the end of the clearance pad, which is used as a walking pad, there is an industry where people can buy their own instrument as a souvenir. So then we can see that my project is based on the 3 principles of planet, profit, people. Planet, by improving the nature, biodiversity and water infiltration. Profit, by using instrument industry to make a profit of the waste wood. And people, by creating new recreational forests for people to enjoy music, walks and bike routes. So to summarize, we can see that my project has very different layers: nature, water, production and recreation, and it's all centered around the concept of music.